dude and hot food back again. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm gonna get into doing something new format for the channel. Gonna do movie reviews while I take increasingly hotter shots of hot sauce. So I got 10 levels here. You wanna see, Mom? Here you go. Let's get these lined up. I got the line up here of hot sauces ready to go. All right, let's just get into this then. Kicking this off, big dude and hot food movie reviews. We're gonna start out with the 2006 cult classic, Accepted. Starring Justin Long, Blake Lively, Anthony Hill, Lewis Black, in a supporting role from Jonah Hill. So this is like one of these cult classic kind of coming of age comedies that there was a lot of in the early 2000s. The overarching theme of being accepted no matter who you are, it becomes very apparent early on in the movie. And there's this strong thread of heart running through the entire movie that you just don't really see it going in. You don't expect to see that going into the movie. I think it's become way more appreciated than it was when it came out. It's a very early kind of role for Jonah Hill when he was starting to become like famous. The whole cast is actually really great and they all work really well together. This is how we're gonna kick this off. I'm gonna go through different levels of the hot sauce. We're gonna start off with level 1. So we got our level 1 classic Tabasco hot sauce. Woo! Even though it's just Tabasco, it still has a nice kick, good flavor. So we got level 1 down. And Accepted, essentially Bartleby Gaines is a senior in high school, played by Justin Long. And he's kind of like Ferris Bueller light. He gets into some pranks and different schemes and stuff like that. High school is based in Wycliffe, Ohio, which is an actual town. He's essentially just kind of skating through high school a little bit, not really taken too much seriously, but has a lot of talent to do different things. It just doesn't have any direction. He starts applying for colleges and isn't getting accepted to anywhere. Bartleby's having no luck getting into any of these colleges, and it's just rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter. So eventually he just gets to where he's like out of options as far as getting into college. He enlists the help of his friend Sherman Schrader III, who's played by Jonah Hill, to create this sort of fake website that he can fool his parents into using and make it look legit enough to where they'll believe that this is a real college. They call it South Harmon Institute of Technology. Schrader, he makes this website essentially functional, and it's able to send out emails and acceptance letters. Their small group of friends that have also had trouble getting in, they start letting in, but it's real secret and they're not letting a lot of people into it. They've tricked their parents into believing that this is a real college and everything. But little do they know, Bartleby's dad is a real stickler, so he's not having any of that. We're on level 2 now. Get some of this bull snort fire in the hole. Down the hatch. It's not bad. That actually should probably be level 1. But Bartleby's dad, he still wants to see the dean. He's insistent on it. He will not let it up on it. He wants to meet the dean. They find an abandoned asylum that is for rent, and they convert that into a school. They rent out this old creepy asylum, and it's real dusty and nasty and just run down completely. They revitalize this whole thing and make it look, at least surface-wise, that it could be a little college. So they turn to Schrader's uncle, Dr. Ben, who's played by Lewis Black, and they hire him to impersonate being the dean, just play the role and pretend to be the dean for them. And he gives them some of his conditions, mostly that he just wants to park his house there, which is a really sweet old Airstream, I believe it was. And he's all for it. He's all for the plan. They do a meeting with Bartleby's parents, bring him in, and his dad meets the dean, and he's giving him a speech, and you think he's gonna blow it, and he pulls it off just at the last minute. Successfully fools his dad, and they think all is living a fun party life without doing any of the schoolwork. But little did they know, things are about to change. We're on level 3 now. We have Melinda's extra hot. And this stuff's pretty good. All right, this isn't too bad yet. Let's see how I do after this one. I think we're starting to get past the threshold of the more mild ones. Big fan of those 3 first sauces. They're real good, mild kind of kick. That's the green level. The Uncle Snorey Taste Bud Annihilator. Alright, yeah, now we're getting into some actual, like, real heat from this guy. It's almost like a barbecue sauce, but a lot of kick to it. So we're everything's good. Bartleby and all their friends think they've got it figured out. But oh no. Turned out, Schrader actually made the website functional with auto acceptance. So anyone that sent in an email can get accepted. They get sent an email with all the information they need. Hundreds of these students who weren't enrolled anywhere else had the same problems as Bartleby and his friends. Started enrolling in South Harmon Institute of Technology. So the next thing you know, the whole new student population shows up at the front door of South Harmon Institute of Technology. Variety show of people had one thing in common. They weren't accepted into the college of any kind. Bartleby realizes that these kids and all these adults I can do this. So Bartleby, realizing that all these people were rejected just like he was, decided to double down on the ruse and let them actually attend the college. All of his friends think this is a horrible idea, but he wants to do it. He's adamant about doing it. He thinks it'll work out. Ooh, it's hot. Alright. So Bartleby, he's ready to do this and let these kids in. He goes on a giant tour of Harmon Institute. He wants to see what it's like to actually go to college there. He comes in and sits in on a bunch of classes, and you start to really see him see this kind of demoralized aspect that all these students have. They've all been beaten into being super concerned about all these tests or all these different things about pledging and trying to get into frats, getting the people to like you and everything, and to essentially just taking the fun out of learning in general and like wanting to have new knowledge and new experiences. Really, really great montage section during this part of the movie where Bartleby goes through the college and you can see him just being overwhelmed with the crushing reality that is modern college. Sees this whole experience he had going through the tour as just more reason that they need to do this. They start allowing all the students, we should say, decide what classes that they want to learn and courses they want to take by writing on this giant whiteboard that they get. And it's filled up with all these different kind of classes, and it's everything you could think of. I mean, they even have one that's like walking in the park and thinking about stuff. The students start teaching the subjects to each other, and people that have skills in it share their knowledge with the other people. And it's kind of a collective learning experience. And the classes seem to actually be doing a lot of good for these students. Even Black's character, Dr. Ben, teaches a class lecturing about life, which is essentially just like his stand-up routine. So everything's going good, real good for the South Harmon Institute of Technology. Everything seems to be working out. Now we're on to level 5, Blair's After Death Sauce. Let's do it. Ooh, I don't know. That may not be quite as hot as the Taste Bud Annihilator was. I might have got the order wrong. Woo! Spicy. The corrupt dean of Harmon College, and he has this bid to revamp the entire entryway to the college, which they need to clear out a lot of the surrounding properties to be able to do. As part of his master plan, he sends the student body president, Hoyt Ambrose, to go around to the local property owners in that area and offer them buyouts to get them out of their properties so that they can expand the entryway to college. So when Hoyt gets to South Harmon Institute of Technology, he tries to convince Bartleby to give up the lease at the asylum so they can clear it out. He's not clued into exactly what it is. He doesn't know that it's actually a college yet. So Hoyt quickly starts really thinking this is super fishy. It's not adding up, and as he's leaving, one of the students lets on that it's actually a college. They start figuring out, oh, okay, something weird, something weird is going on here. I gotta figure out what's going on. Now we're at level 6. How do we say this?
Kolohe.
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 Kolohe kid. Hawaiian and ghost pepper sauce. All right. So we're back, part 2 of the movie reviews. Had to take a break, it was too late last night, and I think I might need to rethink this tier level because those are some pretty intense sauces I started out with. So getting back to it, last one we were on was the Kolohe Kid. I think I'm saying that right, I'm not exactly sure, which was Hawaiian and ghost peppers. So Hoyt, turns out the frat that he's a part of, the same one that Schrader, Bartleby's friend, is rushing. He's trying to get in there as a legacy. His family all went to Harmon College, and he's been rushing this fraternity and not really having too good of a time getting in. Most of the people think he's kind of like a loser, like the punching bag of the rushes. Trying to convince him he's gonna be getting initiated into the frat. Hoyt and the fraternity beat the crap out of Schrader and force him to tell them all about the college and all of the files that he has. They force him to hand over, so they're able to access the website. Hoyt is like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna blow the lid on this whole thing, and invites all of the parents to Parents' Day of all the people that have been accepted and all of the original group of friends, Bartleby's parents, everyone is invited to this. Parents start showing up to the college, and at the same time they show up, Hoyt and the corrupt dean of Harmon College show up with the cops to shut down the lease because of the illegal activity going on. Bartleby gets beaten down by this. So Bartleby is just at his lowest now of the entire movie. We're on to level 7, El Chupacabra hot sauce. Let's see if this was a huge mistake to have these be up in the upper levels or not. Wow, it's hot. Woo! I've had the Hydra, which is the next level up. I hadn't had this one yet. Tastes very similar to the Hydra, just slightly different flavor, maybe not quite as hot. And they shut down the whole university because the lease breaks as soon as they've been found committing a crime. Now Bartleby is really dejected, and he's facing the ire of all the students, their parents, his parents, and the whole community essentially knows what he's done now. And so Bartleby basically just becomes depressed, loses his entire drive, and is just ready to hang it up. And oh man, that is hot. I gotta get my water. Woo. Oh. That's a creeper. The El Chupacabra sauce.
Sneaks up on you? Pickles is looking at you all concerned.
I'm okay, buddy. El Chupacabra, definitely hot. Burning me up inside. Really good though. So that was level 7. Woo!
Come on, big guy, keep going. You gotta keep talking.
Oh. Wow, alright.
This was your idea.
This is level 8. And I'm really rethinking this whole level system. I think I need some more mild ones.
Yeah, you do. All you have is burn your face
it's
off.
It's like, okay, we're just kind of dipping our toes, and it's right at you.
Yeah, and I'm the one that told you to start with Tabasco because your starting sauce was going to be way too hot. Jeez.
So Hydra, here we go. Well, they're all delicious. It's just certain levels are a little bit much over and over again like that. And I think I'm finding where my limits are now. Hitting my limits. Finding my upper limit, you know?
You can't even think. And you're struggling.
I know exactly what I'm doing here. Alright, so we're on level 8. We got 2 more levels. We're almost there, guys. Whew. So in the meantime, Sherman Schrader has been researching into the corruption at Harmon College and all the shady things they've been doing behind the scenes. And he comes back to Bartleby with a new plan. Whew. Oh, yeah. So they're gonna present their case to the Board of Education to see if they can get accreditation for South Harmon Institute of Technology. They get to work building their case right away. Okay, pause. I gotta get more water. All right. Heavily rethinking these levels. Oh man. I'm just gonna finish this up without doing the other levels, guys.
Boo! Boo! Do the levels. You promised 10 levels, you need to deliver 10 levels.
Okay. We're doing it. We're doing the levels.
Can you do it? Do you need to take a longer break? So bad. So bad. Oh man. You did not plan this out right. Planning is not Big Dude's strong point.
Planning is not my strong point. This is burning me up.
This is what happens when Mrs. Dude is not involved in the planning.
I'm just gonna do all these hot sauces. Oh man. We'll do it. We'll still do it. We'll still do it. We're gonna finish this one. Maybe not do that one again. Alright. So the day comes for the hearing, and they show up to the courthouse, and it turns out they have so many people showing up to the hearing that they had to move it to one of the bigger courthouses. So they know it's not going to go maybe exactly like they're thinking at that point. Bartleby pulls out all the stops during the hearing and really makes a really good case. It talks about how demoralizing regular college life is and how the traditional ways that they've been teaching are just killing these kids. And you really get a sense of the whole point of the movie, that maybe not everyone has to learn exactly the same way. Maybe that's a better thing to do in certain cases. Woo! Bartleby really drives home this point and makes a case, really gets to the heart of the people on the board and shows them, how much of a difference that this has made in these people's lives. These people had tried to be accepted many times, just like Bartleby and all of his friends, and they couldn't find a place to fit in. Maybe that's fine. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe, everyone is part of, everyone's you-know-what head. I don't want to say the word. They really lean into that joke as their mascot and everything. So he says, maybe we're all SHIT heads. It's a big rah-rah moment. They still think they're going to lose anyway. Turns it around, and the Board of Education says, we'll give you a year to figure out this whole thing and do a test accreditation and let you see if you can prove to us that you can be at college. And he's like, just like you don't want to be prejudged, Bartleby, don't prejudge us, because we may surprise you. You know, you're like, oh yeah, these are a bunch of jokers. We're not even deal with this. We're just gonna like listen to them and you're out, you know? Woo, that was hot. You hear that?
Yeah.
Did he yell at me?
Yes.
Hey, Piggy. Piggy's trying to cause trouble. Yeah. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, man. I'm blowing this pot stand. Well, the Leviathan hot sauce. Woo, that's spicy. Yeah, I definitely should have like really rethought these out because I don't even think that one's nearly as spicy as the other two.
Womp, womp.
It's all in the wrong order.
Womp womp.
I don't think I even need water for that one, actually.
Oh, okay, well, keep going, buddy.
I think we're doing pretty good this time. The Leviathan. So, as the film comes to a close, South Harmon Institute of Technology reopens its remodel. They've fixed it up to accept even more students. Bartleby finally has the approval of his friends and his family. He's got the girl too. Everyone's real proud of Bartleby, and he owns his own college now. And it actually worked. I mean, as far-fetched as that is, it's a great ending to it. So, and then as the end of the movie comes, there's this really funny cut scene where Van Horn, the evil dean, is walking to his car and sees it explode. And there's this student from earlier who wanted to learn how to blow stuff up with his mind. Mm-hmm. And it's implied very heavily that he actually just did that. So, and that's how they leave it. They leave it kind of open, like, oh yeah, there could be a sequel. I don't think there ever will be, but just kind of, you know, open-ended ending, and Pickles is causing more trouble.
Sir, excuse me.
Open the blood, she said. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the movie was great. Loved the movie. Really funny movie. Really not what you expect going in, I don't think. What do you think?
It's definitely better than you're expecting it to be.
Yeah. We're gonna do a little wrap up. And everything kind of got out of whack. But it's fine. We're just gonna roll with it and finish this off. This one I'm not gonna do nearly as much. When it's not in food, it really kicks your butt.
Is that what you wanted to say, Brenda?
Yeah. Yeah, my Black Mamba's 16 because I'm crazy apparently. What should I say?
I don't know why you do these things, Jude.
Yeah. This is fun. This is fun.
You're having a great time.
I'm having an amazing time right now.
Oh. Gosh. Oh no. Oh no.
I might die.
Oh, you're sweating.
I might die.
Oh no.
Woo! There it comes.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh man. It does, it hits you in the face. Oh.
Got anything to say?
This is fun. This is so much fun.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. Do not try this. I barely made it through this and I had to do it in 2 parts. Taking breaks. This is where you figure out how much you can actually take. And I don't think a lot of people would be doing as well as I'm even doing right now. So I think this is just kind of because I'm used to it in general. I'm gonna have to get a drink of water. What other points?
Mrs. Dude wants to point out she loves how hilariously early 2000s the costumes are, especially Blake Lively's wardrobe. I think all of us dressed like that back in the day with, you know, the camisole under the tank tops and the, you know, layering of shirts and the, you know, boot cut jeans. I mean, it brought me back.
This is very 2000s, early mid 2000s kind of look to everything.
The wavy hair never looking like it was brushed ever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. when you watch it, you can see they must have had a really good time on set, because there's kind of a camaraderie going around. You know, like, they seem like real friends. And oh my God, that is so hot.
And they picked like the perfect DB bro to play Hoyt.
They did. And they brought the guy from Brink, the like jerk from Brink, is one of the other frat guys too.
Yeah. Yeah, even the guy that played the creepy dean, I think was good casting. You've seen him on a lot of stuff. What's his name?
Anthony Hill. Yeah, Louis Black is just himself, essentially. Plays himself in the movie, and it's really good. I get some more water. This is killing me. Burning me up inside. This is fun! I'm having so much fun burning my mouth off. You know, you go in not thinking it's gonna be that great, but the cinematography is actually really well done in the montage scene earlier where Bartleby really kind of feels the weight of going to college and how horrible it could be going to regular college. When he gets exposed and they they expose the ruse of the college not being real and everything, that whole section where he's just going through depression and everything, you really felt it. And those were the kind of things in the movie that I didn't really expect so much, like going into the movie. And I think that's kind of what's always stuck with me, is like, yeah, there's a lot of goofy moments and there's some gross out humor. Like, there's a part where Jonah Hill is in a wiener costume and he's like, ask me about my wiener! And it's one of the hazing things they're forcing him to do to get into the college as a pledge. And it's just like, it's so funny. And that was early on, before like memes were like a real big thing. So I feel like if that came out today, that GIF would be everywhere, you know? Because that was in the trailer. I remember that being in the trailer. You know, some of the more goofy stuff is what they focused on. They didn't really focus on the kind of more dramatic aspects to it, the more like thoughtful aspects of the movie in the trailer. So you go in thinking, oh yeah, this is just gonna be your run-of-the-mill teen comedy movie or whatever, and it actually has a lot of heart, and I think it has a good statement to make about how not everyone has to be the same. You don't all have to learn the same way, experience things the same way. Main thing, it's like loving life is what the big thing with the movie is about, and embracing that. And Pickles is causing issues because he wants the blinds open.
They are open, buddy.
He wants them open further.
No, you're not. No. Those are no. They're so close, honey. You can go behind it. Look, see, you're behind it. You're good. It's our 13-year-old cat. He's literally acting like a 13-year-old.
He's literally a prince. The fur babies act like real babies sometimes. Not always, but occasionally you're like, are you really a dog or a cat?
Yeah, Violet's the toddler and Pickles is the teenager.
Yeah. So funny. He does stuff like that. And I'm finding it hilarious right now. It can be very annoying when he just will not stop and you're trying to work and he's just knocking on stuff. Do this now. Do this. Hey, buddy. All right, so that was a Big Dude and Hot Food movie review. And it was a little bit of a mess, but it's a learning process. I'm glad you guys were here to be part of the learning process with me. We're gonna rethink some things about the lineup. We'll see. We're gonna figure it out. This is kind of a work in progress, and I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, let me know what you think about these movie reviews. And any kind of suggestions you have or any things you want to tell me about, hot sauces to try or anything like that. Let me know what you think about this movie too. If you guys have seen the movie, drop your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe. Big Dude and Hot Food. We'll see you in the next one.